in hand. So suppose your parents go and buy a real estate, say a house. You have to pay in white and in black, both. Suppose your father goes to sell the property, he receives 40% in black and 60% in white. But if it's a DDA property, he may be getting 80% in black and 20% in white. Okay. So in other words, black income and white income is simultaneously generated. Okay. It's not that black economy is separately and white. In fact, in a property transaction, you have to first pay the black and then the check amount. Okay. So in the same transaction, you are generating white income and black income both. Okay. So white and black are not parallel, but they are intertwined. The two are intertwined, and therefore we cannot call the black economy as parallel economy in India. Okay. Now, in the West, what happens is that the white economy is called the formal economy, and black economy is called the informal economy, or it is called the legal economy and illegal economy. So, here white is formal or legal, and black is informal or illegal. But in India, out of the same legal activity, you generate an illegal income and a legal income. So suppose you take, for example, production. Production, suppose, of sugar. Now the sugar factory is producing sugar, declaring 80%, but not declaring 20%. So in every truck that is going out, this is called under-invoicing. So what is under-invoicing? Every truck has to carry an invoice as to what is the thing it's carrying. So it says 100 tons of sugar, but actually 100 tons may be there, but it will only say 80 tons of sugar is there. So advantage is that when it goes out of the factory gate, it has to pay excise duty. So I pay excise duty only on 80 tons and not on 100 tons. Then when I have to pay sales tax, I pay sales tax on 80 tons, not on 100 tons. When the truck is passing through the city limit, I have to give octroi. So I pay octroi on 80 tons, but not on 100 tons. So this 20 tons is undeclared. So out of the same legal activity, I'm generating a legal income and an illegal income. So in India, same activity generates both black income and white income. It's not that separately black is generated, separately white is generated. So like that, every activity you find, black and white go hand in hand. Similarly in India, organized and unorganized, or formal and informal, both generate black income. In the West, what happens is that formal sector activity generates white income, informal sector activity generates black income. But here in India, what happens is that the formal sector, like I gave you the example of sugar industry, which is formal sector, also generates black income. So therefore, the two are interlinked. Further, in India, we have very low rates of taxes. You see, income distribution in an economy is distributed what is called, have you heard of the term log normal? With a curve called log normal. This is a log normal curve. Now, why is income distribution, whether you take America or Britain or Canada or India or, USSR or anything, it's log normal? Because hardly anybody is going to have zero income because you can't survive. And very few people will have high income. So the curve has to go up and come down because both ends have to be low. So that's why it has to be log normal. I don't have to be an economist to understand that the income distribution has to be log normal. And this is found to be true everywhere. Now, in the West, taxation begins at very low level. So, this is low income, so taxation will begin here. But in India, taxation begins at very high levels. It begins here. So in the West, everybody is in the tax net. In India, very small number of people are in the tax net. Okay. So for instance, to give you an example, when I was doing my PhD in physics at Princeton University, I was getting a fellowship of $400. And $400 were one-third the poverty line of America. But I had to pay 20% tax. So even if you are below the poverty line, you have to pay tax. In India, direct tax, that is income tax, begins at 500% of the per capita income. And even then there are so many deductions and concessions that effectively it begins at 700%. So in a country like Sweden, where the tax rate was as high as 85%, 95% of the population was paying tax. So even if you're a child and your parent had put some money in your fixed deposit and you were getting 10,000 rupees of income, you had to pay tax. So you had to file a return. But in India, only 1% of the population pays tax. Okay? So even though 37 million people are taxpayers, but effectively only 10 million people pay tax. Okay? So out of a population of 1.2 billion, only 10 million, so little less than 1%. Okay? So we are a very under-taxed nation. Because it is only this tail, which is in the tax net. Bulk of the people are not in the tax net, whereas in the advanced countries, this bulk is in the tax net. Okay? So in America or in Germany, if you are a casual worker, even then your income will be taxable. So informal sector activity is taxable. But here, because the bulk of the population is out of tax net, so if you are doing, say, head load work, you are a dhaba wala, your income is below the taxable limit, you don't have to pay tax. Okay? So in India, informal and formal both generate black income. Whereas in the West, it is the formal sector which is generating white and informal sector which is generating black. So that's why in India, we cannot say it's parallel. Because we generate black income in formal, in legal, in informal and illegal, in all the sectors. So it's all intertwined. So therefore, the distinction of black economy between developing country and developed country must be maintained. Okay? It's not the same. All right? So that's very important. Secondly, when I was in the USA, I observed that in day-to-day life, there's no corruption. So I never saw the linesman, because first telephone never went out of order. But every year I used to come back in the summer vacation to home, and I would call up on the day I was leaving saying to the operator, please have my phone disconnected, I'm going for 2 months. Sometime during the day the fellow would come and take away the telephone. I never saw him. When I went back, I would call up the operator and say, please have my telephone installed. Sometime during the day the fellow came and took, the telephone was installed. I never saw the linesman. Here, you have to worry about the linesman and bribe him so that the lines are working properly. Here, the telephones will not work properly, and especially for business people, unless you are paying some money and so on. Similarly, I never bought a bulb. The bulb never fused. Here, every 2 months, I am buying new bulb because the bulbs are fusing. Why? The quality of the bulb is poor. Then the voltage is fluctuating, and because of the voltage fluctuation, the bulb burns out. There, I never bought a bulb for 4 years. Whatever bulb was installed by the university, it never fused. I never had to complain. So you see, this is how life, day-to-day life becomes very efficient. If you had to get something repaired, it is expensive to get anything repaired. But once it is repaired, it is properly done. Here, the fellow will make it so that you have to keep going every 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year to get it further repaired, because he's going to do jugaad. We are very proud of jugaad. But jugaad means temporary. You know, like our wiring, always you find some loose connection, some sparking, and something will burn out. So this jugaad doesn't work. But you see, jugaad is desperation. We are desperate to say we are good at something. So we say, हमारे यहाँ जुगाड़ चलता है. But जुगाड़ नहीं चलता है. जुगाड़ से कोई अच्छी चीज नहीं बन सकती है. You know? So we have very poor standards. We have very poor quality. Okay? Because of the black economy, because of the cutting of corners. Okay? So the difference in the black economy is there in America, it's there in Germany, it's there in Sweden, but very small and does not affect day-to-day life. In India, black economy affects every aspect of our day-to-day life. Teachers like me will not come and teach properly, so I can do tuition, and a lot of us work in coaching classes. If I taught you well, why would you come to me for tuition? Right? So it pays me to not teach you well, Okay, so that you can, doctors will not cure you in time so that you keep visiting the hospital. Huh? And if they know you have insurance, they'll recommend 20 tests which are not needed. So how many CT scans and how many MRIs? Until 20 years back, there were no CT scans and MRIs and still patients were getting cured. But now at the drop of a hat, and I have a friend who came back from WHO and joined Batra. He did not recommend many tests. So Batra management called him and said, Dr. Saab, if you have to work here, please recommend tests. Why have we put this machine of 5 crores? We have to earn money on it. You have to recommend tests. Okay? So money making is more important than curing. So doctors will not cure you in time. Chartered accountants will sign on the dotted line. Okay? So Satyam case, what was the result? Massive fraud was being committed, but the auditors did not take note of it. Independent directors did not take note of it. So doctors, lawyers, judges, judicial corruption, we are hearing so much. Lawyers sell the case to the opposite party for a consideration. So you have to be alert that your lawyer does not get mixed up with the opposite party. So the entire professional class in India, whether it's doctors, lawyers, judges, bureaucrats, if you go to an office and the fellow is doing your work, you would not bribe him. So therefore he will harass you. If you are harassed, you have to go 5 times and you say, Arey, better to pay money rather than do it. Policeman collecting hafta. So illegal activity, all this illegal activity of encroachment that is there has not come overnight. It is all in league between the policeman, the local DDA officer, the local MCD officer and so on. Okay. So when I was investigating this for my Black Economy book, I asked the local fellow, how do you get to know that there is some construction going on? So he said, sir, it's a system. The local Jamadar, the cleaning fellow, he informs me that some malba is coming out of this flat, so I get to know that some construction is taking place. So the local Safai Karamchari is the man who's in league with DDA, with the MCD and the local politician. He will inform them and next day they will come to demand their share. Okay. So black economy in India is systematic and systemic. Okay. It's a system. You see, it's not anecdotal. If you have to evade duty on sugar from the sugar factory, then the sugar factory owner will bribe the excise inspector, bribe the local politician, bribe the local policeman, bribe the people on the way. Just like Blue Line buses, how do they violate so much? Because they carried a passbook in which there was an entry from each of the crossing inspector who had been bribed in time. Okay? So it's a system. So it's systematic. It's not anecdotal. Okay? And the money passes all the way up. So the local SHO of Daryaganj, his post will be auctioned for 10 crores of rupees. How will he pay 10 crores? Every beat constable in that area has to generate the money by hafta system. So it's a system. So in Bombay, when I investigated, because one of my relatives was the DGP, he told me that on Friday at every desk there's a packet of money there in everything. So the beat constable collects the money, half of it goes up to the next level, half he keeps. Then, because there are 5 beat constables under the ACP, so the ACP or the whatever sub-inspector, then sub-inspector to ACP, ACP to DCP, DCP to, and it goes to the Home Ministry of the local, of the Maharashtra government. So it's a system. So black economy being 50% of GDP can only survive if black income generation is systematic and systemic. It cannot survive otherwise. Okay. So therefore, you see, this black economy in India affects every aspect of day-to-day life. Whichever aspect you touch, there is a black economy. And that's why people say it's like Deemak, wo andar se khokhla kar diya. Because all of us succumb to it. All of us are party to it. Okay. Now, the next analytical clarity that is needed is, we call black economy as black money. This is wrong. Why? Because money is a stock variable. Income is a flow variable. So we have to refer to black income and not black money. And let me give you an example of what I mean.